Hi there. Today is Sunday, October 9th, 2022, making this the week 40 Create Brilliance update with Jennifer Vanderbeek of scrapsoflife.com. Hi. How are you? Oh my goodness. I'm loving the weather. Personally, my hot flashes have decided, have shown me that they don't care what the weather is. They're still going to do their thing, and I'm still going to be uncomfortable at any given moment. But other than that, I'm loving the weather and like this cooling trend we've got going on. I hope it sticks, because sometimes we get this like cold snap and then or cool snap, like this false fall, and then, right around Halloween, it'll heat back up and it'll be like, ugh. I cannot tell you how many times I hosted a pumpkin carving party the Saturday before Halloween, plan this cute fall outfit, long sleeves, whatever, boots, etc., and then it's sweltering that day. Or the same thing with Halloween parties and stuff like that. I mean, it. So I'm not trusting the weather yet, but I'm liking it so far. Anyway, um, what have I been working on? I've been working on book stuff. I have been working on remaking the covers. If you are part of my newsletter, or if you're a newsletter subscriber, then you should have gotten a newsletter this week that shows you the first two covers in their early revision stage. I've been reworking the tarot cards that go with them. And yeah, so working on that stuff. I started a challenge for myself. Um, for that every yeah, on Monday, I came up with this idea, and I wanted to challenge myself to create a TikTok about something I have made, produced, etc., um, every day for the rest of the month. So for 4 weeks, do a TikTok every day about a piece of my art or one of my books or something I have made, show it, share it, basically get used to self-promotion again, because while I can do it face to face if I'm at a convention, like I did when I was selling What to Feed Your Rating Party, I it's one thing to sell it face to face, and I could do that, and I could help other people, try and find ways to kind of promote their stuff face to face. But online is a whole different animal, and I was really feeling that, just trying to force my way through that. And this is the way I've chosen to do that. I made it through the first full week of posting every day, just a little video on TikTok, sharing something I've made. And today's actually was about the cookbook. Um, and yeah, I mean, do I get tons of views on my TikToks? No. Is that the point? No. I just need to get used to talking myself up. Uh, And that's something, just when you're, like, sending out into the void, it's hard. It's a lot harder, I find, than doing it face to face. Because face to face, you can, like, read the other person's body language, you can see if they're interested, you can interact with them, it's a conversation as opposed to just putting it out there. And I know there's all sorts of, like, tricks and tips and stuff to do that, but, it's just getting myself comfortable with it. I know the things to do, it's just hard to push myself to do them. So I've been doing that this week, and I'm kind of proud of myself for doing that. Um, Craft-wise, I have been, continuing on the project for, the shop, and I'm gonna show it to you, but keep in mind it's still very much in its awkward assembly phase, so it's still, it's not there, but it's becoming something. So this is it so far. This is like another section that I just started attaching everything. But yeah, it's meant to be like a stole or a wrap. It will be longer, of course. I don't know that the colors are really coming through exactly right on camera, but they're a little bit more muted in real life than they're showing up on my screen. But it's an interesting project. I can definitely say that it is an interesting project. Um, and I am having fun with it. I have a lot of ends to weave in. This is the back, because like all those little ends have to be dealt with before it's done, and that's going to be fun. in a certain type of way, but it is what it is. It's okay. It's all a learning experience. It's all, great. That's made of granny squares. Granny squares are the things I first learned to make, but I didn't learn to make them with very fine yarn and, luxury fiber and, in quite these pattern combinations and color combinations. And, usually it was just all, just keep going kind of thing. And not very many ends to weave in, which is, most knitters and crocheters, the weaving in of the ends is like the thing that you just don't want to do. But that's okay. It's part of the process, and I'll get a lot of practice with it. This one, so that's how I'm trying to look at it. So, this week's thoughts on Brilliance is kind of tough. I feel like here we are at week 40, and have I run out of things that Brilliance is as they apply to my life and experience and maybe yours? I feel like there's a chance that I'm going to start repeating because there are only so many emotions and so many circumstances kind of things. There's only so many experiences. Yeah, so but this week I think I'm going to concentrate, or reflecting on this past week. Let's concentrate on boundaries. Brilliance is boundaries. I like this idea. Okay. Brilliance is boundaries. Boundaries work in two different ways. Boundaries are limits that we set for ourselves that we're not comfortable going beyond. Okay. But sometimes those boundaries can be limiting. And is that, so we have to look at our boundaries and see, are we creating a safe space for ourselves, our creativity, our brilliance with these boundaries? Or are we caging them in so tight that they don't have an opportunity to grow? Is it time to move those boundaries? Boundaries are also things we can set with other people, saying, yeah, I'm not comfortable with XYZ, or, I need our interactions to be on this level and you want them up here and I'm not comfortable with that. So we can either meet here or maybe we kind of find a place in the middle. But, a boundary is a line drawn. And sometimes boundaries are required for dealing with folks who don't respect you and your values and your boundaries. And so when someone doesn't respect your boundaries, then you have to evaluate and say, wait, this is this is this something that cannot isn't sustainable? Is this something that's going to be harmful? So that's we hear that talk about boundaries a lot. But boundaries are also things that we can push. Now, there's times to push boundaries and there's time to not. Pushing our own boundaries for the right reasons, absolutely a-okay. Someone else pushing our boundaries, not necessarily a good thing unless we've asked them to. If we're asking somebody to help draw us out of our shell kind of thing. But generally not a good thing. Pushing other people's boundaries, also not a good thing unless they've asked for that? So boundaries are a personal thing, and they are subject to change. The goalpost change. It is football season. Not that I really watch football so much anymore these days, but I remember, it's like the first down, the 10-yard chain. You've ever seen them on the edge of the field? Guys, and they'll do it digitally too, but guys, it's like they'll have like, okay, here's where the ball is. Here's how far they have to get that ball in order to get a first down so that, you could like restart the downs clock and all that stuff. But the goals change. Yes, the football wise, the end zone, the goalposts, those are that's the ultimate goal, but sometimes it's about taking and getting that first down, and then getting another first down, and getting another first down so that you get there incrementally. Some people are not fond of incremental change. They just want boom, big, done. We just want to go straight for the end zone. Do not pass go, do not collect $200, mixing metaphors wildly here. But so when those goalposts change, when we look at the smaller goals, that 10-yard line kind of thing, yeah, our goals are continually changing, they're continually advancing, but we're ultimately working towards the one big goal. My one big goal is being able to support myself with my art and my writing. That's the goalpost. That's the end zone. That is the whoo, I did it. I bet, but even then it's not a one score game. It's like it's something you have to continually do, right? Wow, this metaphor is like spinning wildly out of control, but I'm trying to rein it in. I'm trying to keep keep focused. Um But right now, what I need to do is okay, this is like for the first year, I was concentrating on creating product, creating something to sell, creating something that would facilitate being able to pay my bills and, afford a lifestyle. And we're not talking about a capital L lifestyle here, Yeah, it's like support myself. And not that or, myself encompasses, my family situation, my husband, partners, what have you. Um, but yeah, replace my old income, or at least in some part, with my own efforts. That is the ultimate goal. But, first I had to create the product. Now I have to promote the product. And then it's like, all right, figuring out the right combinations of advertising, marketing, PR, all that stuff that is going to work. And each time that's another first down. That boundary. I know I went from boundaries to first downs. What can I tell you? Um, but yeah, in order to do that, I've got to push past my boundaries a little bit. I had like this little boundary that said, okay, this is what I do. I'm not comfortable with this, so I don't step out of this boundary. Well, now I'm having to push my own boundaries, push my comfort zone. And it's scary. And so far I've only had like one day has been like, oh, I really want to do this. But the more I do it, the easier it will get, is my thought process. Because I've had this work for myself before. And again, it's kind of also with like the ADHD, instead of like tackling the big thing and then the small things, you build up momentum instead by tackling the small things, and you get the ball rolling, and then you can tackle the big thing. So these are my little things. This is building up momentum, getting used to putting myself out there, putting my accomplishments out there. Um and that's what it's gonna come down to, is I have to get comfortable with that. I have to find my comfort zone, or establish a comfort zone doing that. Otherwise, I might as well start applying for receptionist jobs or something to go back to bookkeeping. But, it's like I need to find something else. If I can't do that, and hopefully, it'd be lovely if I could get the ball rolling enough to where I could then afford to hire someone to do the marketing and promotion, and then go back to doing my stuff. But right now, the shoestring budget, the very economical option, is to do it myself, until I can afford to pay someone else to do it, because those are the two options. Because otherwise, why am I doing this? So anyway, that's that's my thoughts for this week. I hope that made sense. I can't say that I had a plan going into this, because didn't. I don't always have a plan when it comes to that. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I have it, thought out, and I might still go off the rails. But this time it was like we'll see what occurs to me when I get there. Thank you for watching. Thank you for checking in with me. I hope you're doing well. Take care of yourself, please, because the world is so much better with you in it. If you have the bandwidth, energy, inclination, take care of someone else too. They'll appreciate it. Hope. I hope. Um, and but, regardless, now, do what you do, live your life, be who you are, be your most authentic self, and never be afraid to show the world your brilliance. Until next week. Bye.